The next show is planned for April 9th, 2022. It's about 29 weeks to bring something really special to the stage. I'm very confident that that's going to happen. Alright guys, another full day of eating going down. This is the updated version at 12 weeks out. Well, I guess we're less than 12 weeks out now. Today, recording this is Tuesday, January 11th today. This past Saturday would have been 12 weeks out. As you guys have seen previous video, the first intended show was delayed, which would have been 10 weeks out this past weekend. It was scheduled for March 19th, but it got moved to April 9th. So you know, the moral of the story, you know, I won't go into it too far, was we were going to jump into that show early, just to kind of get my feet wet back on stage before the more, I guess you could say, serious shows in the spring, like in April. But obviously we can't do that. So we're back to the original plan, with April 2nd being the first show of the season, the OCB Uprising in Syracuse. So I'm really pumped for that. But yeah, we're 12 weeks out now, so kind of back to regular scheduled programming. This week we did make a macro change, which is why I'm kind of doing this full day of eating. We dropped my calories down to, you know, in the 2500s. So macros are 270 grams of protein, 270 carb, 235 protein, and 62 grams of fat. So there's been some small adjustments to food choices as well. I've taken out rice and added in potatoes just for a little bit more food volume. Get a lot more, you know, food volume wise, for a lot less carbs with potatoes versus the white rice that I was having. So you'll see that today. Much of the rest of the day is going to stay the same, but I'll take you guys through it anyways, because I know some of you might not have watched that first full day of eating, and, you know, keep you guys updated as we go through prep. First things first though, is our morning stuff. So we've got our shaker here on the scale. We've got our orange juice. So this is something that I do every morning, is get my greens with some glutamine in. Glutamine is great for digestion, good for recovery. And the greens, obviously you're getting a good panel of fruits and vegetables, vitamins and minerals. I'm using the roughage per usual. And glutamine is just unflavored glutamine, so you don't taste it at all. With regards to this morning, obviously it is early. I got up at 6. Slept pretty good last night, which is good. Sleep for me is definitely one of my weaker areas, I guess you could say. I still haven't quite mastered that yet, but you know, work in progress, right? And so we got up, went through some posing, which I'll overlay a little clip right now. And yeah, so you know, this past week, so we do the refeeds every Friday, and I definitely went a little overboard this past Friday. So my weight's up a little bit. I'm kind of hanging around the 163s, which is, you know, somewhat of what prompted the macro change. But also just with this stage in prep, you know, we're getting in the nitty gritty now at less than 12 weeks out. So we need to, you know, start dialing it in a little bit. So, you know, I don't like to admit when I screw up, but I definitely did on Friday. Definitely just, you know, ate more than I should have. But, you know, we can't dwell on that. Even, you know, experienced competitors like myself have those moments of issue, of weakness, whatever you want to refer to them as. But we take them for what they are and move on, and we don't make those mistakes again, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get this in me, and then we'll get meal 1 going. So meal 1 is the same that it's always been. It is 100 grams of strawberries, 1 scoop of whey protein, and then half a bagel. So this is the pre-workout meal. It's about 6:45-ish right now, so we're gonna train about 8 o'clock. So I like to get this in early, and then go sit down, chill for a little bit, walk the dog, and then we'll hit the gym per usual. So I will probably throw some clips in of the workout just to show you guys what I'm doing, and then I'll catch you guys at the post-workout meal when the time comes. I apologize for the noise. We're at work. The yogurt machine's running. We're getting the day started. So Tuesdays we have like a team meeting at 10 o'clock. The store normally doesn't open until 11, but that's why we're here and there's no lights on because we got a team meeting. But before we do that, we got to get our kind of first half of post-workout in, which is 100 grams of pineapple and a scoop of whey protein. So that has not changed, and the post-workout meal that you'll see in a little bit hasn't changed either. This is just something I've always stuck with. It's something that I think I'll prioritize. For the rest of prep is carbs pre and post workout. So as things get tighter and tighter and tighter with our macros, you'll see carbs probably come out of other meals, but this will stay as consistent as possible. So I'm going to quickly get this in, and we'll hop on the call, and I will touch base with you guys afterwards. Okay, time for the actual post-workout meal. So we've got 80 grams of Rice Krispies here, and we've got 2 scoops of whey protein. So this is, again, something that I've been running this entire prep, and I'll continue to do so moving forward. It's about 11 o'clock now, so we had that first half of the post-workout meal at around like 10, and now we're having this at 11. We'll eat again at 1, and then we'll eat again at 4. Last meal around 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm gonna mix this up, get this in, and we'll get the day going. As you can see, lights are on, and the store is up and ready to go. And yeah, it's a Tuesday, so we're gonna just do our thing. Well, I can't believe it, but I totally botched the full day of eating already. Yeah, empty bowl. So clearly I can't show you what I was eating, but I'll tell you what I was eating. It was 5 ounces of chicken, and then 10 grams of coconut oil, and 275 grams of raw weight potatoes. So I mentioned earlier about switching out rice for potatoes because of the volume you get. So the carb obviously count has dropped with the macro change. So I went from like 305 grams down to the 270, and the rice I was having, so 100 grams of rice cooked weight is not much. Like it's I don't even know if it would be a cup, and it was 80 grams of carbs. The potatoes I had, 275 raw, like was a good chunk of that bowl filled up, and it's only 48 or 50 grams of carbs. So, a little diet hack is potatoes when it comes to food volume and carb count. So, yeah, I apologize, guys. I will make sure that I get the next meal recorded so you guys can see what it is. It's definitely nothing fancy, but I'll make sure you guys can at least see it before I completely devour it. Super, super basic fourth meal of the day. We've got, handful or 2 of spinach with 4 ounces of chicken in there. So I don't weigh the spinach out. I just kind of take a handful and throw it in the container there. It's very, very low calorie, so it's not really much to worry about. I'll put a little bit of pink salt on there for some flavor. Obviously, the chicken's got seasoning and stuff on it. But, yeah, this is the least exciting meal of the day by far. Just chicken and vegetables. Not even any added fats in there. So this is the 4 o'clock meal. It's 5 after 4 now, so we're right on track. And then I got to work till 6, and then I have a client afterwards. Then we'll get the last meal in tonight. All right, people, so last meal's being cooked up. We've got 7 slices of turkey bacon. We've got 20 of the little hash browns, and then the other half of the bagel from what I had this morning. So last meal's delicious. It's high calorie, it's high carb, which is part of the reason why we didn't have any carbs with the last meal with the chicken and spinach there, because we want to try to save them for this meal, because it's nice to just sit down at the end of the day with a plate load of food, watch some TV. Right now we're going through Survivor. We downloaded Paramount Plus so we can watch all the old Survivor seasons, because I am now hooked. And yeah, so this is how the night ends. It is almost 8 o'clock, so we will probably get 1 or 2 episodes in, and then we'll hit the hay because we got a big leg day in the morning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this full day of eating. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, very similar to what the last full day of eating looked like, with just some small variations with food selection, with the potatoes instead of rice, and just some other quantity changes. But for the most part, things are very, very similar still, which is good. Consistency is key. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. Like it if you did. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.